So, limitation of vapor compression refrigeration system for production of low temperature. Why vapor compression refrigeration system is limited? The single stage vapor compression refrigeration system for different refrigerant are limited to an evaporator temperature of -40 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड. -40 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड से नीचे नहीं जा सकते हैं वेपर कंप्रेशन साइकिल में. बिलो दिस टेम्परेचर द यूज़ ऑफ वेपर compression system has many drawback as discussed below. अब क्या क्या कमियां होती हैं? The use of vapor compression refrigeration system for the production of low temperature is limited inherently by the solidification temperature of the refrigerant. The following table shows the freezing temperature for commonly used refrigerant in vapor compression refrigeration system. Now you see freezing temperature of the commonly used refrigerant. It is given over here. That is freezing temperature in degree centigrade at atmospheric pressure. ओके तो R11 के लिए -1111 होता है फ्रीजिंग टेम्परेचर. R12 के लिए -157.2 होता है. R21 के लिए -135 होता है. R22 के लिए -160. R30 के लिए -96.6. R40 के लिए -97.5. R113 के लिए -35. R717 के लिए -77.8 एंड R744 के लिए -56.7 एंड R764 सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड -75.6. ये उनका फ्रीजिंग टेम्परेचर होता है. द रेफ्रिजरेंट यूज्ड मस्ट have a freezing temperature well below the required temperature to be attained. Thus, refrigerant R113, R717, R744 and R764 cannot be used for low temperature refrigeration system. Second point, the pressure in the evaporator is extremely low below atmospheric and the suction volume is very large when a refrigerant with high boiling temperature is used. Now third point, the pressure in the condenser is extremely high when a refrigerant with low boiling temperature is used. Fourth point, the COP is low because of very high pressure ratio. Fifth point, the difficulty encountered in the operation of any mechanical equipment at very low temperature. उससे difficulty problem आती है low temperature पर. Then we have discussed in chapter this that multi-stage compression system is used when low evaporator temperature is required and the pressure ratio is high. A two-stage compression system using R12 employed for evaporator temperature up to -60 degree centigrade and three-stage compression -68 degree centigrade. The compression system with R22 operates satisfactorily at 5 degree to 10 degree centigrade lower temperature. R13 can be used to temperature well below -100 degree centigrade, but must be cascaded to prevent extremely high condenser pressure as the critical temperature is 28.8 degree centigrade. When the vapor compression system is to be used for production of low temperature, the common alternative to stage compression is the cascade system. See, cascade system very important. Usually question comes on cascade system. In this system, a series of refrigerant with progressively lower boiling temperature are used on a series of single stage unit. Now see, this is the cascade system. There are two systems working at the same time. This is your cascade system. Two systems are working at the same time. That is systematic diagram of two-stage cascade system. One that is separate, compressor is there. This is the high temperature cascade system. Compressor, then your condenser, then your expansion valve, and then it is your evaporator. Now this evaporator is linked with another set of vapor compression cycle, of which condenser is linked with the evaporator of the first one. So in the high temperature cascade system, that we have got compressor, condenser, expansion valve, and evaporator. Now another part, that is the low temperature cascade system, having compressor, then again a condenser and expansion valve, then evaporator. Now here in the evaporator we will get extremely low temperature. Now mass of the refrigerant which is traveling in the first one is your M1. M1 mass is traveling in the low temperature side, and M2 mass is traveling in the high temperature side. Now this has been shown on your PS diagram. See, PS diagram and TS diagram, both the diagram are here. PS, that is pressure enthalpy, that is the curve. There are two refrigerant are flowing in low, one is in low temperature side and high temperature side. Now see, the first refrigerant, it is shown by the 1 2 3 4 5 1 1, and then it has been shown by 2 1 2, then 3 and 4. 4 to 1 is the evaporation. Another cascade system, that is 5 6 7 8. So these cascade condensate and cascade evaporator, both the one of the evaporator and one of the condenser, they are mixed with each another. Here in the figure you see, this is cascade condenser. Here it is your evaporator of the high temperature side and condenser of the low pressure side. Both has been combined with each another so that the heat exchange may take place. So here also it has been shown on the pH diagram, pressure enthalpy diagram. Two curves have been shown separately, one for low temperature refrigeration and another for high temperature refrigeration. Here again we can see temperature and entropy. It has been shown on the temperature entropy diagram. Again 1 2 3 4, that is first part 1 2 3 4, and that was your low temperature cascade system. And again 5 6 7 8, that was for high temperature cascade system. Now again here you will find that the low temperature one of the condenser and one of the evaporator has been mixed with each another, that is low temperature condenser and high temperature evaporator has been mixed with each another in a heat exchanger. So heat exchange take place over here. So this is your PS diagram, PS diagram, and this is the TS diagram for your cascade system. The cascade refrigeration system consists of two or more vapor compression refrigerant system in series, which use refrigerant with progressively lower boiling temperature. A two-stage cascade system using two refrigerant has been shown in the figure. Two refrigerant has been shown in the figure. Two systems are there. One is high temperature pressure, one is high temperature cascade, and one other is low temperature cascade. Okay, it has been shown over here. And so in the figure, and its corresponding pH and TS diagram has been shown. दोनों को दिखाया गया pH और TS diagram पर. Now next part Next point, that in this system a cascade condenser serves as a evaporator for the high temperature cascade given in the high temperature cascade system, and a condenser for the low temperature cascade system. The only useful refrigerating refrigerating effect is produced in the evaporator of the low temperature cascade system. The the principal the principal advantage of the cascade system is that it permits the use of two different refrigerant. The high temperature cascade system uses a refrigerant with high boiling point temperature, such as your R12 or R22. The low temperature cascade system uses refrigerant with low boiling point temperature, such as R13 or R13B1 or 13B1. Those low boiling temperature refrigerant have extremely high pressure which ensures a smaller compressor displacement to the low temperature cascade system and a higher coefficient of performance. को COP भी इसमें हमको ज़्यादा मिलता है. Now the cascade system was first used by such and such, नाम दिया वो उनका, liquefaction of oxygen employing sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide as the intermediate refrigerant. Another set of refrigerant commonly used for liquefaction of gases is a 3-stage cascade system. 2-stage cascade system पहले अभी डिस्कस किया गया, 3-stage cascade system भी होता है. ठीक है, उसका ये फिगर दिखा रहे हैं 3-stage cascade system का. A 3-stage cascade system is shown in the figure and the corresponding PS-TS diagram are also shown in the figure. Okay, the additional advantage of cascade system over the multi-stage system is that the lubrication oil from one compressor cannot wander in the other. सबसे बड़ा एडवांटेज ये है. अब यहाँ देखिए 3 कैस्केड सिस्टम दिखाए जा रहे हैं, 3 कैस्केड सिस्टम. ये हाई प्रेशर वन, इसका कंडेंसर, ये इसका एवापोरेटर, और बीच का दैट इज़ योर मिडिल वन, इंटरमीडिएट टेम्परेचर कैस्केड सिस्टम. then evaporator of this and condenser of this, again the evaporator of this, and again the condenser of third one mix in a common heat exchanger, and finally we get the evaporator at the A point. So this is schematic diagram of 3-stage cascade system. This is your schematic diagram of 3-stage cascade system. It has been shown on the TS diagram also and PS diagram also. See, 3 curves is visible over here. The refrigerant may be 3 refrigerant that normally we use. The ammonia is ammonia and then ethylene C2H6 and methane. Ammonia, ethylene and methane, 3 refrigerants separately are used, and finally we get very low temperature over here. Now the figure which is shown over here on TS diagram, pressure enthalpy diagram, 3 refrigerant are given and they have got separate arrangement. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 is your lowest temperature. 1 2 3 4 This is the low temperature cascade, and evaporator, this condenser is mixed with the middle one. Then again 5 6 7 8, that is the middle one. 5 6 5 6 7 8, middle one. Now this condenser of this one, evaporator of this one is mixed with the condenser of the low temperature one. And again last one, that is 7 8, that last one, that is your, that is the last one, that is your 9 10 11 12, that one last one, 9 10 11 12. So these are the three systematic, three stage of cascade. Three stage of cascade has been shown over here. Three stage of cascade have been shown over here in the PS diagram. We have got the TS diagram also for the same. We have got the TS diagram also for the same, and see three parts, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, and another part your 5 6 7 8, and the last one 9 10 and 11 12. So three systems have been integrated, and the main property of this cascade system is that the oil of compressor cannot wander in another one. Oil cannot go in another one. But in multi-stage compressor, the oil may travel from one compressor to another compressor. But here, because the system are separated, so there is no question of mixing of the oil from one to another one. This is the main advantage of cascade system, and we get the lowest temperature at the evaporator of the last one. This is the two system cascade, and this is the three system cascade. PS diagram, TS diagram, it is quite clear from here. TS diagram for the 3, 1 2 3 4, then again 5 6 7 8, that is 1 2 3 4, then 5 6 7 8, and then finally 9 10 11 12. So we have got three cascade, three schematic diagram for the three stage cascade system. Okay, now note, this is the important point, the difference in low temperature cascade condenser temperature and high temperature cascade evaporator temperature is called temperature overlap. It's called temperature overlap. This is necessary for the heat transfer. If these temperature are equal, then it is known as intermediate temperature. If the temperature is equal, then it is known as intermediate temperature. Now, coefficient of performance. We will come to the coefficient of performance. Coefficient of performance of the three-stage cascade system. The schematic and PS diagram of the two-stage cascade system is shown in the figure. Is shown in the figure. If Q tons of the refrigerant is the load, if the Q tons of the refrigerant is the load on the low temperature cascade system, then the mass of the refrigerant flowing through the low temperature cascade system is given by M1 210 Q H1 minus H4, it's kg per minute. The mass of the refrigerant M2 required in the high temperature cascade system is in order to liquefy the refrigerant of the low temperature cascade system in the cascade condenser. Cascade condenser में दोनों कॉमन हो जाते हैं, तो वहाँ पर जो है एक का हीट जो है दूसरे के कूलिंग को इंटरचेंज होता रहता है, हीटिंग इंटरचेंज होता है. So in that way M2 mass, now we will go for the heat balance for this cascade condenser, and we can say that M2 into H5 minus M2 into H5 minus H8 is equal to M1 into H2 minus HF3. So M2 की वैल्यू निकल जाएगी M1 के फॉर्म में, M1 into H2 minus H4 divided by H5 minus H8. kg per minute. Now work क्या होगा, work done, that will be m1 h2 minus h1 plus m2 h6 minus h5 किलोजूल पर kg. ठीक है. सो एंड रेफ्रिजरेटिंग इफेक्ट क्या दिया जाएगा, R1 RE 210 Q. Q is the load which is given. कोफिशिएंट ऑफ परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ द सिस्टम RE upon W होता है, स्टैंडर्ड है 210 अपॉन वर्क डन बाय द बोथ कंप्रेसर्स m1 into h2 minus h1 plus m2 into h6 minus h5 and the power required given the mechanical work divided by 60. So in that way, note the coefficient of performance of the low temperature side and high temperature side of cascade system is in terms of evaporator, condenser, intermediate and overlap temperature, assuming reverse Carnot cycle may be determined as discussed. Now TEL and TCL, that is evaporator for the lower and condenser for the lower, evaporator and condenser temperature for the low temperature cascade system, and TEH and TCH, evaporator and condenser temperature for the high temperature cascade system. Coefficient of performance of the low temperature cascade system is given by COP low temperature cascade, that is TEL evaporator temperature for the low temperature cascade divided by condenser temperature minus evaporator temperature, that is the COP, that is the cooling effect upon the work done, और Carnot cycle से low temperature upon difference in temperature. So and coefficient of performance for high temperature cascade is given by COP HT TEH divided by TCH minus TEH, that is the reverse Carnot cycle, that is a evaporating effect divided by the change in temperature. We have already discussed that when the low temperature cascade condenser temperature TCL is equal to the high temperature cascade evaporator temperature TEH, it is then known as intermediate temperature. In other words, TCL TEH is equal to T1. Let us see the figure, that here the temperature of this, both the this condenser temperature, this your evaporator temperature and this condenser temperature, when heat exchange goes on after some steady state, that both the temperature are equal. So from that, TCH and TEH and TCL are equal. So we can say that thus the above temperature for the COP in terms of intermediate temperature T1 may be written as, अब COP कैसे लिखेंगे हम, COP for lower temperature TEL upon T1 minus TEL, and COP for higher temperature T1 upon TCL minus T1. This is the case when both the temperature of evaporator of 1 and that of evaporator of 1 and condenser of 1, when the temperature are equal. We get the lowest temperature at the second point of the evaporator, second, that is the low temperature cascade system, or in the three stage cascade, we get the lower temperature in the low temperature cascade system, last one. Okay, in that way we can get very low temperature for the liquefaction of the gases which do not liquefy in the ordinary way. They do not liquefy in the ordinary way. So we can say that cascade system is more applicable for obtaining the low temperature. For obtaining the low temperature, cascade system are the best, and that is being used. And the main advantage is that the oil transfer from one compressor to another compressor do not take place. Oil only travel in their own circuit only. That is the main advantage of this cascade system. And besides that, we get the low temperature also. So low temperature is there and oil mixing is not there. In that way, we can get the low temperature. So cascade system is very important. Normally, the question is being asked about the cascade system in the examination also. So one should be very clear. We have got the TS diagram and PS diagram for both the things, and for the 3-stage cascade also we have shown you the pH and TS diagram. That's all. Okay, thank you.